Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Josh and Artemis Show.
Welcome back, guys. Hope you had a nice weekend. And welcome back to the show, as Artemis has said. So, big news happened over the weekend, as it always does when we're not doing these shows.
Of course.
Tucker Carlson has effectively been cancelled by a large majority of the Republican side and the MAGA side as well. So, it's very interesting how MAGA, the Republican Party, I guess, they're starting to eat their own. And it's all because Tucker Carlson platformed, in quotation marks, Nick Fuentes. So we're going to give you all of the reaction to that. Some really interesting quotes. So we're going to get into it soon.
Yeah, for sure. But before we do, of course, as always, make sure to like and subscribe to the show. If you're watching on X, please give us a follow. Share the show. You know, it's free and it does support us, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's
get into it.
Yeah. Let's get straight into it. Get straight into it. Yeah. So this was at the the Republican Jewish Coalition Summit. So this happened, I think, yesterday or maybe the day before. But yeah, there's some interesting quotes coming out from some big, prominent kind of people within the Republican circle. Calling out Tucker Carlson, calling him the most dangerous anti-Semite
in America.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw that quote, I couldn't believe it. Like I started to laugh. I was like, "What?"
I know.
Tucker Carlson.
I know.
I mean, come on, guys. I don't get the hate. What he gets. I
know.
You know, I just don't understand. I mean, we watch Tucker Carlson show all the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Israel issue, the Israel conversation does come up a lot. And I think we said this on the last show we did, but Tucker Carlson clarifies his position on Israel pretty much every time when you watch his show. He basically explains his position every single time. So when we saw these quotes about, you know, Tucker Carlson being the most dangerous anti-Semite in the United States, it's just complete bollocks. Of course it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that it's from people who don't watch his show.
Yeah.
Maybe see some clips here and there, and that's it. So, you know, it's an unfair depiction. But that's the world we live in with social media, where everybody gets clipped up and taken out of context, you know, and that's why it's important to kind of, even just on your own time, get some context of what somebody's saying.
Yeah.
And then judge for yourself.
And it's pretty ironic because this all came about because Tucker Carlson had Nick Fuentes on his show. And the reason why Tucker Carlson had Nick Fuentes on the show, as he explains on his show when he interviewed him, that he wanted to give Nick the chance to explain his position in his own words.
Which, again, I mean,
what's wrong with that? Nothing.
If you support freedom of speech, you know, like we've said on the show so many times, you don't have to agree with the person, but it's good to hear different points of view. And yeah, you might listen to it and think, you know, yeah, I don't agree with that at all. But then you might agree with like one small bit, or you might agree with nothing, or you might agree with everything. But it's good to listen to a variety of different people and, you know, their views on certain or any topic, really. That's when, you know, you're also learning as well. And yeah, you might hold on to your own values, but it's good to hear different opinions. It's important, actually. So, again, you could totally hate Nick Fuentes. You could like some of what he says, but not some of what like other things he says. But again, you should be able to platform whoever you want. And that's what he did. Yeah. And he didn't agree with everything. We watched the full thing. There was some things that Tucker didn't agree with Nick Fuentes, but did they go start brawling outside? No, they just had a civilized conversation, and that was it. Like, it's actually just, it's not even that deep. That's it. That's all that happened.
It's kind of strange to do a show on it because it's like, what's he actually done wrong?
Nothing. In my opinion, he hasn't done anything wrong.
He's done literally nothing wrong. Tucker Carlson. It's a free country still. You know, the United States, some might argue it's not, but it technically still is a free country. Tucker Carlson is in control of his own show. He can talk to whoever he wants. And if you don't like it, that's fine. But I mean, to call him the most dangerous anti-Semite in the country is very dangerous. It's a very dangerous statement to make, especially with the way political violence is now. We've obviously been, you know, discussing the Charlie Kirk case on our show the last few weeks. And, you know, some would argue that has come from political violence as well. I mean, we don't believe that Tyler was the killer, of course, but, you know, it still plays into, you know, the story which we've been seeing for the past few weeks that, you know, a political violence was the reason why Charlie Kirk was killed. So, you know, it's pretty crazy for the same kind of people who were saying that to now saying this about Tucker simply because he platformed, in quotation marks, someone who is, you know, who doesn't agree with what Israel are doing.
Yeah.
That's literally all it is.
Well, it's what we talked about last Thursday on our show with Josh Hammer, saying that Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes need to be neutralized. Like, these
neutralize the most dangerous
powerful words, and you have a large platform, you know, and you're just saying things recklessly, all because you didn't like who we had on the show. Like, it's just, and the topic, of course, but it's just, this is what's the problem. This is where, are you, like, do you have free speech if you can't openly discuss any topic? Again, this is in America where people are America first. So why can't you criticize when people are forcing you to be another country first? What it feels like anyway. Feels like you should be Israel first, but really you should be your own country first, wherever you live.
Well, yeah, I just think it's weird because you can criticize the American government as much as you want without any pushback, but you criticize Israel or another country, all hell breaks loose, which is which to me is really strange. But
yeah,
but this is where we are these days, guys. As you know, you watch all the same stuff what we watch, so you know what the political landscape is at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll share our screen. We'll get into some of these clips.
Yeah.
And gives you a bit of context to what we're talking about, I guess. So this is Randy Fine. Okay. So Republican Randy Fine declares Tucker Carlson the most dangerous anti-Semite in America. He's not MAGA. Let's play it.
I like it. It's how I got that nickname they told you, the Hebrew Hammer. But I'm here for the kids down here, because it's easy to talk about anti-Semitism on the left. I want to talk about the dark force rising on our side. Multiple speakers have talked about the rise of anti-Semitism on the right. But it is not enough to speak in platitudes or generalities about the fight. We must call evil by its name. 5 years ago, if I was talking to my father, who's watching, hi Dad, if I was talking to my father at 8:59 p.m. at night, he would say, Randy, I gotta go. Tucker Carlson's gonna be on. But make no mistake, today, Tucker Carlson is the most dangerous anti-Semite in America. He has chosen to take on the mantle of leader of a modern-day Hitler Youth, to broadcast and feature those who celebrate the Nazis, those who call for the extermination of Israel, to defend Hamas, to even criticize President Trump for stopping Iran's nuclear ambitions. Friends, make no mistake, Tucker is not MAGA. Tucker's fall from grace has been one of the most extraordinary implosions in political history. And the rapidity of it has created real challenges for us all. Because our friends don't have our shared experience. I even deal with this with my colleagues in the House. See, they remember the Tucker of 5 years ago. They don't live with anti-Semitism every day. They don't think about it the way that we do. And it's jarring for them to try to understand, how did this person become who he is today? But the challenge is he's inspired a movement of hate in our midst. And I'm not done calling people out.
So what's your thoughts on this guy? What's your thoughts on
I
it?
mean, I haven't watched the clip till now.
Mhm.
I can't believe what he's saying. Like, he's acting like Tucker Carlson has become the devil. Like, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I just think it's ridiculous. And let's remind everybody that Tucker Carlson doesn't just hate all the Jews. He just doesn't hate. I mean, he just doesn't think that America should be funding these wars, and that we need to focus on America first. And it has nothing to do with the actual people and like the Jews in America. He doesn't just hate everybody. Like, it's just taken so out of context. And yeah, those little like red signs, Tucker is not MAGA, those are just cringe. And to me, if I was Tucker, I wouldn't even care that people are saying I'm not MAGA. I'd be like, I'm America first. Doesn't matter what that is. It's America first.
I don't think he does care. I mean,
no.
I think there's an interview with Dave Smith going to drop today, which I'm sure Dave Smith will ask him about all of his stuff. So it'll be interesting to see his responses to this, which will probably bring you on the show tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert, that's what the show's about tomorrow.
Yeah, tune in.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I just don't get why he thinks this is a good idea to say, because it's backfired. Like, I've been reading, the reaction to this over the past day or two, and there's no one who's agreeing with what this guy's saying. And how can you? Because it's just false.
It is.
It's just false.
What do you say that he like that Tucker basically like is like worships Hitler?
Yeah, which is complete bollocks again.
Like, come on.
But it's the same argument which everyone uses. If you don't agree with me, you're Hitler.
I know.
This gets said about everything.
Yeah.
You're
a Nazi, you're a bigot, you're a transphobe, you're this, you're that. Like, these words used to have power, and now they've lost all meaning.
Those words mean literally, they don't mean jack shit anymore. I mean, the amount of times that we been called Nazis or bigots in the past.
Or transphobes. Like, I'm not afraid of you. I don't have a phobia of trans people.
It's just complete rubbish. And like you said, the words have lost all meaning here. But I kind of said this at the start of the show, but his choice of words is on purpose, of course. I mean, he's trying to draw up all of his hatred towards Tucker Carlson.
Mm-hmm.
And like we've said, I mean, how toxic this conversation is, how toxic the political landscape is in America, especially at the moment. He knows exactly what he's doing by using these kind of words. I mean, it feels like to me he's trying to get Tucker not killed, but he's trying to
silence him.
He's trying to silence him.
Defame him.
He's trying to silence him one way or another. I don't know what those ways are, but that's the mission here for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've got some more clips, so we'll play these as well. So the next one, I think it's Mark Levine. Yeah. So Mark Levine demands Tucker Carlson, anyone who criticizes the government of Israel, be deplatformed and cancelled. He calls on the Republican Jewish coalition to lead the effort. Okay, let's play this.
It is my greatest hope that the people who are appearing at this wonderful organization, RJC, who've come up here and spoken to you, will do what they say they're going to do. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. For 6 months, I've been fighting these bastards, whether it's Tucker Carlson, or whether it's Nick Fuentes, And I've been looking over my shoulder looking for help. And you know what I found? Nothing. Nothing. We're here today to do something about this. Now, first of all, my wife, my mother-in-law, my dear friend, Ron, Rhoda, all of you, Norm. I can't see, the lights are in my eyes. Anyway, what do you mean we don't cancel people? We canceled David Duke. Donald Trump canceled David Duke. We canceled Pat Buchanan. We canceled the John Birch Society. We canceled Joseph Sobran. We canceled pornography on TV. We cancel stuff all the damn time. Hitler admirers, Stalin admirers, Jew haters, American haters, Churchill haters. You're damn right we're going to cancel them and deplatform them. It's called the market system. They don't have a lifetime job like a bureaucrat who we're going to protect. And if they're your friend, there's something wrong with you. No Hitler admirer, Holocaust denier, platformer should be anybody's friend, as a matter of fact. You don't get to wrap your psychotic, mental, unhinged, Nazi, Klan, jihadist bullshit around American patriotism. You don't get to claim you're MAGA and America first when you're lining up with the Marxists and the Islamists and Hamas and the terrorists. That's not America first. That's sick.
What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on that?
You go first.
All right. Yeah, I mean, the same as the first guy. I just don't get it because clearly, there's clearly a scripted effort to cancel Tucker Carlson, clear as day.
Yes.
And it all comes down to this interview he did with Nick Fuentes, like we've said. But I think this started a few weeks ago. Was it a couple of months ago now when he had Ted Cruz?
Yeah, it was a few months ago.
On the show, and they had that really tense back and forth about Ted Cruz and how he takes cash from AIPAC. And Ted Cruz called Tucker an anti-Semite.
Yeah.
Simply for questioning the government of Israel. That's all it takes now, just to question the government of Israel, not Jewish people specifically, but if you question the government of Israel, that brands you an anti-Semite, according to Mark Levin.
Yeah.
That's all it takes now. And we said this on the show the other day, but the problem with this whole thing is because everybody's conflating the government of Israel and Jewish people together as the same thing. And this is why it's becoming so fucking toxic and something which you can't even discuss without being attacked. It's difficult for us to kind of talk about on the show, I guess, because we don't want to offend someone, of course not. But at the same time, you can't deny that this is bullshit.
Well, yeah,
it's complete bullshit. What they're saying about the stuff they're saying about Tucker, which is just clearly not true. It's just a coordinated effort to get him, taken off the air or cancelled or to lose all of his fan base.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Which is really weird. Tucker Carlson, you can hate him or you can like him, but you can't deny that, he's one of the biggest voices in America, for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, if you don't like what he has to say,
don't watch it.
Just don't watch him.
Like we always say, if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah. With anybody, you don't have to like everybody. That's totally fine. But also when he said about Holocaust denier. I mean, I've never heard Tucker Carlson deny the
I think he's
Holocaust
talking
happened.
about Nick Fuentes,
Oh, okay.
which I think he said it.
Because I think, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, in that clip, it wasn't really clear if he
Yeah.
was talking about Tucker or not. So I was going to say that's another false fact
But
there.
This is the thing, though. They're basically connecting Nick Fuentes' views to Tucker Carlson's views because Tucker Carlson had Nick Fuentes on his show, which is like the laziest, most retarded argument you can think of.
Pretty much.
You know? So
True.
you speak to him, so you agree with everything he says. Like, you know how childish that sounds?
Extremely.
It sounds so fucking dumb.
It really does.
You know? People can speak to who they want to. You know?
Yeah.
You know, we could have Mark Levin on the show tomorrow, and the next day we could have Nick Fuentes on.
Yeah.
Because guess what? We've got no skin in the game. We're outsiders, right? We're not Jewish. We're not American. You know, we're just calling it how we see it.
Yeah. But I mean, even if you were both those things, like, have those people on, have a debate. Like, why not? Like, that could be interesting to have a debate with somebody that you don't agree with anything with either. You know, I just don't think that what they're saying here in this summit, like, first of all, it's not accurate. Second of all, it's just invoking this like hatred in people towards Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes, whoever else they've mentioned during this summit. Like, it's just not, it's not even healthy. Forget that it's also dangerous, but it's not healthy. Like, to live in a constant state of like anger and just like, I don't know, anger, hate, and wanting like vengeance and like all these things inside of you, like it's not healthy for you. So to just, I don't know, hyper focus on these people and just create your own reality about what they're saying, what they're doing, how they feel, when you don't even know the person, you don't know what they actually feel, you don't know what's going on. It's not good. And to me, like, the few people, because it didn't sound very loud, but the few people who clapped, like, you know, that's not good in the long run. And yeah, we're in a heightened like political violence kind of era, and there's so much already going on that, you know, why are you spreading more hate and trying to get people to cancel other like influencers?
I think it's
Would you even
obvious
call
why.
him an influencer?
I think it's obvious.
But yeah, because unless you say, I am pro-Israel, I am this, I'm doing this for this, and like, unless you have a whole list of things that you're doing, you all of a sudden need to be canceled. I even see people now on X like not even being able to type the word Jews. Like, they're like putting an asterisk in it. Like, and the post itself wasn't even bad, but that's just showing kind of like where it's going. You're not allowed to talk about it. I bet you our video won't do very well because we're talking about this right now. We'll still talk about it, but that's what happens as soon as you do. Like, when we did a show a few weeks ago, it was barely seen at all, and we were talking about Israel, so, and Netanyahu, so it's like, I'm not really surprised. But we got Jay in the chat. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah.
I just don't agree with any of this stuff. The cancel culture stuff, I can't stand it. And I thought I didn't think, you know, the Republican Party, you know, the right, I guess you'd call them, I didn't think they would do this.
No.
But, you know, this is another disappointing thing what's happened since Donald Trump has come in, the amount of cancellations on the right. You know, I thought we were past all this crap. This is another thing which is straight out of the woke fucking playbook for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we're seeing it more and more now on X.
But it's obvious why they're doing it, because, you know, if you even spend just 10 or 15 minutes on X and look at the comments, look at what what the general consensus is around Israel, and what they're doing in regards to violating the ceasefire for them, it feels like the millionth time. They're still blowing up kids in Gaza. There's not many who agree with what Israel are doing. Like, but this isn't. And at first, of course, like we kind of defended Israel at first. Like last year or 2 years ago when that kind of happened, the October 7th attack, we're like, yeah, of course Israel has a right to defend itself. Of course it does. And we were fully in support of that. For sure we were. But it's been going on for 2 years. There's self-defense, and then there's whatever this is now. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah. Feels like ethnic cleansing.
Is it ethnic cleansing? Is it something else? Is it an extermination? I don't know. But the only thing we know for a fact is that tens of thousands of innocent people are being killed.
Yeah.
And this is
starving to death,
or being killed, or denied aid. Which anyone with a conscience, how can you agree with that?
Yeah.
And what Tucker Carlson and others have said is, why are we sending all of our money, which we pay into the country, expecting it to be reinvested into the country to improve, the infrastructure, schools, loads of stuff. Instead of it being spent on that, it's being spent on sending money to other countries to support foreign wars. So to me, it's like, that's common sense why people would be pissed off about that. If I was in America and I was paying, money and taxes, and I found out that my money was going towards blowing up kids in Gaza, I'd be pissed off. Because that's not what we signed up for, So,
no.
It's just weird how, these people are trying to say that Tucker's not America first, when he literally is America first.
I know, he's not MAGA anymore.
Yeah, he's not MAGA, but so fucking what?
What does MAGA stand for? Make America Great Again.
Yeah.
So basically, America first. So how is that not America first?
Because it's just a sales pitch. Like the whole,
of course,
like the MAGA thing. It's not even about America first anymore, is it?
No, but that's what I mean.
Clearly,
it's like people forget what MAGA stands for. It's Make America Great Again. So you would be America first if you are in support or part of MAGA. And that's exactly what Tucker is, America first. So is Nick Fuentes. But, like you said, it's just been like hijacked as well. It's like a sales pitch or something. But to regular Americans, like, it has meaning because they want their country to be great again. They want to be able to afford groceries and gas and have a place to live that's half decent, and where rent or the mortgage isn't through the roof. Like, these are very basic things that everybody wants, and they're not getting it. And we're funding like wars and spending billions of dollars where it could be reinvested into the American people and to schools and hospitals and to things that actually matter. So again, like, what's so bad about that when you think about it? Your communities, your families, your friends, like, those people matter too. And that's what the point is, Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be interesting how this plays out, because like we were just saying, I mean, the political landscape, the social media landscape, there's not many people supporting Israel anymore. So it's going to be, but so this is why they're doing this as well. These kind of quotes, this kind of language they're using, they're trying to cancel Tucker Carlson and whoever else is trying to say anything bad about Israel, because they need to get the young, Gen Z. They need to get them on board with Israel, because I think I saw a poll. In fact, if you type this in on X, see if it comes up.
I know. but I don't want to mess up.
If you type in Gen Z support for Israel or something, and I saw a poll the other day which was really interesting, but it basically showed that Israel have lost a lot of support in young voters. Yeah. Okay, there we go. More than 60%, so more than half of the young population in America support Hamas over Israel. I mean, Hamas are scumbags as well. Let's be honest there. Hamas are scumbags.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty shocking stat for me, that they're going to support.
Yeah, it's not even support Palestine.
Yeah, it's
Israel.
Hamas,
it's support Hamas, which is crazy.
Which
is a terrorist group,
a terrorist organization. But that shows you this. But this is the point I'm trying to make to you. That shows you how disenfranchised young people are towards Israel now, that they would even support Hamas, a known or designated terror group, over Israel.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's a pretty shocking stat, and it's it's why we're seeing all this stuff. Why people are trying to cancel Tucker, because he's obviously got a massive platform, as does Nick Fuentes as well. I mean, he doesn't have a blue tick on X, but he's got a massive platform now. He's one of the biggest names in the world at the minute, Nick Fuentes. So these people, especially Nick Fuentes, I mean, he's very engaging with young people because he's a young person himself. He's in his 20s.
27,
He's in his 20s, yeah. So lots of young people are gravitating towards him because he's a young guy. Mm-hmm. And yeah, when you watch his show, I mean, he's pretty funny sometimes too. I definitely don't agree with everything he said in the past. I mean, I don't agree that the Holocaust didn't happen.
No.
I don't agree that Hitler was a cool guy, which he said on his show a few times. I don't agree with any of that stuff. But there are some things which a lot of people do agree with what Nick Fuentes is saying. Mm-hmm. And we should be allowed to criticize things. We should be allowed to criticize a government. If it's our government, the United States government, the UK government, the Israeli government, the Egyptian government, the Swedish government, you get the point. Any kind of government, you should be allowed to criticize. And the fact that Mark Levin is calling for anyone who does to be cancelled is one of the wokest things I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. It's literally woke. Mark Levin is woke.
Yeah, for sure. And this is, I think absolutely, this is like woke. This is part of the whole woke right that people talk about. Because, free speech doesn't mean canceling people just because you don't agree with what they have to say. That's not what freedom of speech is. You should be able to say what you want, obviously within reason, not inciting violence or criminal behavior, but you know what I mean? If you're criticizing a different country, you should be allowed to say that. And you should also be able to have guests on your show, no matter who they are, without you having a mob after you calling you the biggest anti-Semite in America, or the most dangerous anti-Semite in America. How? Again, have you watched Tucker Carlson, a full episode of his show?
No, but the fact that they're saying he's more dangerous than Nick Fuentes as well is
I know that's true, actually.
Do you know what I mean?
That's actually a very good point because of what you just said as well. Mm-hmm. So, if anything, Nick Fuentes is more of an anti-Semite, which he's not, but he's not pro-Israel. But yeah, one could argue he would deserve that title more than Tucker Carlson. It's just crazy that he would say that. Jay says, you are honorary Americans at this point anyway. Y'all talk more on U.S. politics than Canadian.
That's
it's
true. It's true. It's boring here, Jay. There's
It's
never
more
anything
interesting.
going on.
We're very invested.
Yeah.
We don't have skin in the game, but I mean, what happens in America trickles over to Canada.
I mean, how can't you be interested in like American culture? It's as we say in the UK, it's the dog's bollocks, America. It's the dog's bollocks. It's the biggest, it's the best.
Yeah,
it's the most famous. It's where everything comes from. It's it's the hub of the world. So how can't you be interested?
It's more interesting than Canadian politics most of the time. Obviously, there's things going on here.
Yeah, and we've got lovely chaps like yourself, Jay, who have been supporting the show from the States. We've got a lot of love for the States. So yeah.
We have a lot of people who watch from the States, and we do appreciate that.
Like we want America to be great again.
And if anything,
whatever that means, but like we want America to be the best. We want, I don't know, we just want
our countries to thrive again.
Yeah.
We want to, like, because what's happening in America, like with inflation and like jobs being lost or crap jobs that are available, expensive groceries, gas, rent, things like that. That's all happening in Canada as well. So it's not like we're just like sitting here with our cheap rent and cheap groceries. Like people are struggling here. We have like record high numbers in
food banks.
Like people lining up. Like it's terrible and disgusting. And our government isn't doing enough about it either. But we're in like similar situations. But what I was gonna say was, if anything, perhaps because we're on the outside looking in, we have a different perspective as well. But, I think everybody's just kind of feeling these pains and then seeing what's going on in the world. And, Charlie Kirk was shot nearly 2 months ago now. On the 10th of November will be 2 months. And a lot's happened since then. It's been just insane. And just, there's just a lot that needs to be talked about, needs to be, I don't know, just, there's just a lot going on and we need to discuss it.
For sure.
I'm just 10 miles west of Canada. Down in probably like across the border.
Yeah. Or maybe it's in Alaska.
Yeah, maybe.
I doubt it.
I don't know. He's at an unidentified location. But anyway, let's play this last clip. It's Ben Shapiro.
Shapiro, okay.
Yeah.
So Jewish influencer Ben Shapiro says Israel First conservatives own America, and he will not allow Nick Fuentes to put America first. This is our country, this is our party, and this is our conservative movement.
Yeah, even just reading that statement,
insane.
Before you even hear the clip. But yeah. Okay.
My answer is no. No to the Groypers. No to their publicists like Tucker Carlson. No to those who champion them. No to demoralization. No to bigotry and anti-meritocratic horse shit. No to anti-Americanism. No. This is our country. This is our party. And this is our conservative movement. And I will not stand by while it is handed over to those who betray the most fundamental principles I have spent my entire life defending and advocating. That is a path to defeat and a path to moral oblivion. I reject it because if we lose the right, we will lose to the left. And either way, we'll lose the country. I'm Ben Shapiro. This is The Ben Shapiro Show. My answer is no.
But this is the problem, though. I mean, we've said this a million times, but, this left versus right bullshit. He's saying if we lose the right, the left wins. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it because people need to wake up. I mean, if the last election didn't tell us anything, that we don't, the votes we have, the things what these political leaders say in, to lead up to the elections and all the stuff they promise, and it never comes to fruition. I think after the last time it happened with Donald Trump, I think people need to wake up to the fact that, these people aren't our friends.
Yeah.
You know, these people don't have our best interests at heart. So for Ben Shapiro to, you know, state that if the right loses, the left wins, and blah blah blah, it's just complete bollocks. It doesn't matter who's in power.
Well, yeah, but
Like-
it's just a
like you said.
tactic to, again, divide people. Again, like JD Vance said over a month ago, you know, no unity, no. So they don't care to bring people together. And then anybody who's on the left is a leftist lunatic. Yeah, some of them are, for sure.
Mhm.
But there's also righty lunatics. Like, I mean, there's lunatics everywhere, okay? Like,
Yeah, and there's
it's-
also sane people on either side too. I mean, not
Yeah.
everyone on the left is crazy,
Mhm,
for sure. You know, not everyone on the right is crazy.
mhm.
There's people who would definitely agree with each other from both sides. But the fact is that, you know, the whole political landscape now, it's all about division.
Yeah, it's
It's all about
designed.
division.
It's designed to divide each other
Yeah.
and to make either side not want to have conversations with the opposing side.
Hmm.
It's designed that way. That as soon as you hear, you know, who somebody voted for, it's like, oh, I can't. But you know, when you're out getting groceries, talking to the cashier, or when you're at school pickup, talking to fellow moms or a teacher, is that the first thing you ask them? Or do you have potentially a pleasant conversation? And oh, you didn't ask which side they were on first, but you happen to have a pleasant conversation with. Like, this is the thing, is like, you know, it doesn't always just define you.
But that's what it is now.
Of course, you have extremes on both sides. Like, that's obvious. But there's a lot of people who are sort of on both sides, but they're gravitating towards the middle.
Definitely.
And this is why it's important to listen to different people, to get different thoughts and opinions. And again, you might not agree with them. It's totally fine if you don't. You're allowed to not agree with somebody, but you might end up finding some kind of common ground. You might not. But to shut everything down
Mhm.
and to want to cancel people just because of one view that they might have that opposes yours, it's very closed-minded, and it's not a good way to live life, you know. And
I think it's weak as well. I think it's weak to like not even give someone the time to like explain their position on something, and just to cancel them off, you know, a few clips which are taken out of context.
well, what does it say about you? Like, you won't give somebody the time of day.
Yeah, it's like a lack of respect.
When you say that, like, oh, I won't give that the time of day, or won't give him the time of day, or whatever, that's dismissing a whole person for whatever reason. It could just be somebody like who you met on the street and who you happen to know that they voted for the person who you didn't, or whatever. But it's dismissive, but it's like it is a lack of like respect, or thinking that like you're better than somebody else. And you know, it's good to be humble sometimes, you know.
Well, I think that's why all of this stuff we've talked about and played tonight, it's going to backfire.
Yeah.
Because you know, people aren't buying it now. You know, we're not buying it anymore. You know, like you've said, there's a large portion of not just Americans, but in this country, in the UK, there's a bit of a, I guess you could call it an awakening. You know, there's like a lot of people who are waking up to this now, with the political world and what it actually is and what it's actually doing to us all. You know, they're not working for our benefit at the end of the day. And when you've got people like Tucker, who is actually bringing people together from the left and the right now, it's not surprising that they try to take these voices down, because these are the people who are actually making change, and they're bringing both sides together. Yes, we're not going to agree on every issue, of course not. But, you know, there's fundamental things that we can agree on. And I think it's very telling that, you know, these kind of people, you know, you could even say you've got Tucker, you've got Candace Owens as well. There's a lot of people on the left and the right who watch her show. You know, so there's big kind of prominent personalities, influencers, whatever you want to call them, bringing both sides together And it's quite telling to me that it's those voices which are being cancelled. Those are the voices that are being cancelled, the ones which are trying to bridge the gap between all of the toxicity and trying to find common ground with people, which is what we should be doing, which is what Charlie Kirk was doing. It's exactly what Charlie Kirk was doing. And this is the whole thing with this show tonight as well, which I've just thought of now. But Charlie Kirk, you know, was blackmailed effectively because he wanted to put Tucker Carlson at the TPUSA event. And then a couple of days later, after the group chat got leaked, he was killed, of course. But then since Charlie Kirk was killed, the same people have cancelled Tucker Carlson. The same people who are trying to say for Charlie, and Charlie was my best friend, and blah, 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 blah. It's a load of shit. They're not going, but they're not trying to, you know, they're going against what Charlie thought. You know, Charlie Kirk had a lot of respect for Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
So,
But also he was talking to people all the time who he didn't agree with, like who was on the opposing side, finding some common ground or debating them. He wasn't just closing off the conversation. You know, even on Candace Owens' show tonight, she said how, like when she had Nick Fuentes on, I think it was in July or August, no, July or something, how it's not like Charlie Kirk was telling her not to do it or all this and that. It's good to talk to people who you don't agree with as well. And she was even suggesting that Charlie had him on the show or something, because it's just broadening the conversation. So again, it's just important to have these conversations with people who you might not agree with, or, you know, you don't think that you have any common ground, but maybe there is one or two things that you actually do agree with. And then you can actually look at a person like a human and not just, are you left or right? Like,
it's like school. It reminds me of school, like schoolyard shit, where it's like, oh, you've talked to this person, so we can't be friends anymore. We can't play football together now because you talked to him. Yeah. You know, it's the same kind of stuff. It's like schoolyard crap.
It is.
It's like schoolyard shit.
And,
you know,
the left and the right, they're like two wings of the same bird. So to me, it's like there is some kind of common ground that you can meet with people. Maybe it's just that, you know, you meet somebody who's totally opposite from you, but you both have kids and you're
bond over that.
Like you bond over that because you know how important it is to take care of your children and like raise them well or whatever. Like it could be something even like more minuscule than that. Maybe you both like also really like cars or something. I don't know. There's always something that you can agree with on, and then it kind of humanizes people, because at the end of the day, a lot of the people who speak like this online and who spread a lot of hate and who have a lot of hate wouldn't act like this in real life. And I think that is like the dangers of social media, is you can kind of hide behind whatever you want and say what you want, but you don't necessarily behave that way in real life. And so I think some people kind of need to remember that, like, I don't know, just like humanize people again.
For sure.
Make humans human again.
For sure.
Know?
Let's just stop being dicks to each other. You know, that's like,
police are coming after us, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna get arrested. I'm gonna get arrested for slagging off Israel.
Do you imagine it was a knock on our door? It's not. Guys.
Yeah.
We have a busy street.
But anyway, guys, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much for joining us. We will be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Tomorrow's Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. If you liked the video, give us a like, share it out. It does mean a lot to us. Subscribe to us on YouTube or X, wherever you're watching from, and make sure you turn on notifications so you know when we go live. We go Monday to Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, but Wednesdays on 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
So yeah, we appreciate everybody for being here. and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, guys.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.